Hello and thank you for watching. My name is Ashley Van Dyke and I'm with Advantage Software. In today's video, Bridge Mobile Basics for non-Eclipse users, I'll be going over how to output to Bridge Mobile if you don't have Eclipse or if you have an older version of Eclipse before version 7. Bridge Mobile is a remote transcript viewing and litigation support software that is comprised of two components. The first component is the Bridge Broadcaster subscription that the Realtime reporter would subscribe to. That's a yearly subscription, and Advantage Software does offer a 30-day free trial of Bridge Mobile. And if you'd like to sign up for the trial, just give us a call anytime at 800-800-1759. The second portion of Bridge Mobile is the client end, which is the Bridge Mobile viewer, and that's what allows your clients to see your document. Bridge Mobile works anywhere on any device for your client. It'll work on laptops, tablets, cell phones. It'll work through a web browser or through any of our assorted available applications in the app stores for the Bridge Mobile viewer application. Bridge Mobile can be output to through any CAT software that can output to either the Bridge Mobile protocol or the CaseView protocol, which comprises pretty much every CAT system out there. Refresh is available through Bridge Mobile with any CAT system that has implemented the Bridge protocol, and that protocol is free. Bridge Mobile, in addition to working on any device, includes 24-hour support not only for you to set up Bridge Mobile and output to it, but for your clients who may have trouble using the viewer or have questions about the viewer as well. You're free to refer them to us, and tech support is available for you and your clients 24 hours a day, including weekends and holidays. Support is available by phone or email. You can reach us at support@eclipsecat.com if you don't need an immediate response, and we're available by phone at our 800 number, which is 800-800-1759, or for international callers, they can reach us at 772-288-3266. And for any CAT systems that have not implemented the Bridge protocol to support refresh, that protocol is available on our website for free and can be implemented by any developers of any other CAT system at any time. And it's available for download under Support, Downloads, and Bridge Mobile at www.eclipsecat.com. Now I'll show you how to set up and output to Bridge Mobile using Connection Magic Link, which is the intermediary software required to output to Bridge Mobile if you don't have an updated version of Eclipse or if you're not an Eclipse user. So the first thing that we're going to do after you order your subscription of Bridge Mobile from Advantage Software, our client services department will email you a license file to activate Connection Magic Link. So the first thing I'm going to do is download my license file. And my license file is attached to this email, so I'm going to click download, and my computer is set to ask me where I want to save files, so I'm going to save it directly to my desktop, which is where it needs to download, and I'll hit save. And now eclipse.lic is on my desktop. That's the license file that I've received from client services for my subscription. So now when I open up Connection Magic Link, it'll tell me that my license is not authorized for offline use. This is just part of the installation process. Hit OK, and it'll close. And if I reopen Connection Magic Link, now I'm in with no problems, and my license file now shows up in the top left, and in the right-hand status box, I have successfully connected to the Connection Magic server indicated by SRV connected. So I know now that Connection Magic Link is ready and working and ready to go. So the first example of outputting to Bridge Mobile that I'm going to show you is going to be over the internet. So the first thing I'm going to do is make sure my internet is connected. So I'll click on my Wi-Fi icon, and I am connected to my home network, and there's no indication of any problems with the connection, so I can proceed. Next, I'm going to open up Connection Magic Link. Now that we have the license installed and everything, we can actually make use of it. So in the top left-hand corner, I have my name put in, and this information is required. You can put your first name, your first and last name, or even court reporter if you'd like, but you do need to have something in this box. Underneath that are the input settings that my CAT system is going to use in order to output to Bridge Mobile. These are actually set by Connection Magic Link. So since this is the basic video, I'm going to just go over the COM port connection method using COM port 20, which is the default CM Link COM port. You can change that if for some reason COM port 20 isn't available on your computer, but typically that's not necessary. Over on the right is where the session name and password will get filled in. So I'm going to choose a session name that I'll provide to my clients. And so this is a Bridge Mobile CM Link demo. And I'm going to leave publicly visible checked so that I don't have to type in the whole file name when I go to connect to it, and so that my clients don't have to do that either. I'm going to select a password. The password can be as simple or complex as you wish. However, it is case sensitive, and you will have to provide both the session name and the password to your clients so that they can connect to you. For this example, I'm just going to use 1234 as my password. The next option in here is the room selector. And the rooms just break up all of the files that are on Bridge Mobile into 8 different rooms so that they're easier for your clients to find. If I leave this set to auto, it will automatically assign me to the least full room. And if I choose a room number, it will just put my file in that room number. It may be advantageous to select a room number that you always put your files into, especially if you're going to send out the the session and password information out ahead of time. You can always pick what room you're going to assign it to in the future. But for this example, I'm just going to choose auto because I don't particularly care what room it goes into. For Connection Magic Link, these are the only settings that are necessary. So I can hit start. And on the left, I see input opened. And on the right, I see that my session has been opened. It says that the session has been put into room number 5. And the session name BMOB CM Link Demo has opened. And so it'll use this password and the session name that I provided earlier. So now I need to go into my CAT system and make sure that I'm ready to output to COM port 20 for my clients. In this example, I'm going to use Eclipse version 9. And in Eclipse, our output format settings are in our user settings in the Realtime tab. And in here, I already have a session or output settings set up to go to Bridge Mobile for COM port 20. But I'll change this so we can see what other options are available. Now in Eclipse, we have the option to output either to Bridge Mobile or to Case View. Now if we choose Case View, apply edits and apply on pause are grayed out in Eclipse because Case View does not support refresh or corrections. Now, since I'm using Eclipse, I'm going to go ahead and change this back to Bridge Mobile because there's no reason not to use the refresh feature since it is available. And refresh has been available in Eclipse for many versions, and so if you're using an older version of Eclipse with CM Link, you should be able to make use of apply edits. If you're using a CAT software that is not Eclipse, definitely we recommend that you ask your CAT system to implement the Bridge protocol, which is free and available on our website for the developers. So since we're outputting to Bridge Mobile over a COM device, I want to make sure that I go to CM Link and we make sure that my output settings match what we have in CM Link. So I'm set to COM port and COM port 20. So I'm going to make Eclipse output format settings match that. So COM device is COM port and I'm going to hit setup and this is set to COM port 20. And so I'll hit OK all the way out and now I can start a real-time file. I'm going to start a virtual real-time file just as an example. And if I send some strokes through to this real-time file, I can go to Bridge Mobile, which in this instance I'm going to be using the Windows desktop version. And if I hit connect, I can go back to CM Link to double check what room it put me in, and it put me in room 5. So if I expand room number 5, I see Bridge Mobile CM Link demo, and I can put 1234 in as my password and connect. And once we connect the file, we see that everything that we write into Eclipse will come up in Bridge Mobile, even if it comes in pretty quickly. And so that's all you need to do in order to set up a session over the internet for your clients with Bridge Mobile. And next we'll go over how to set up a session without the internet using a router creating a local area network. So I'm going to close out of this example of Bridge Mobile, and I'm going to close out of my file in Eclipse and close out of Eclipse. And I'm going to hit stop in Connection Magic Link to stop my session. And I'm going to close that program as well. So in order to output over a router using a local area network, the first thing that we need to do is connect to that router. So in this example, I have a File Hub Plus, which is one of the router's Advantage software cells, and that's what I'm going to connect to. And I've already connected to this network, so it knows the password. And this particular router opens up a console center so that you can access some admin controls, but you don't need to worry about that. You can just close this window. So I'm going to open up Connection Magic Local first. Connection Magic Local is the program that creates the Connection Magic server and allows you to output to Bridge Mobile without the internet. And when this opens up, it'll say server started successfully, and it provides an IP address. This IP address is important, and you'll want to provide that to any of your clients who may be using Bridge Mobile through the browser when you're doing it over the router. They'll need that information. I'll show you where to put that later. So we need to leave this window open for the duration of our job, so I'm going to minimize this. Nothing else really needs to be done with it. It just needs to be running, so I'll minimize it. And next I'll open up Connection Magic Link again. And this is still set up with my username and comport 20. I don't need to change any of that. It'll be the same job after job. And it'll be the same whether I'm doing it over the internet or over a local area network. Okay, and I'm going to put in a session name, and for this example, I'm going to put in CM Link Demo LAN, since this is the demo over the LAN network. I'm going to leave publicly visible checked so that my clients don't have to type in the session name again. And in this instance, it's going to be the only session anyway, so there's no reason to not have publicly visible checked, since you basically have a private server to yourself when you're doing a LAN connection. I'm going to fill in a password, and again, I'll use 1234, but you can use any password that you'd like. Since I'm doing it over the LAN, there's no need to select a room. I'm going to leave that at auto, and then I'm going to hit start. Okay. And so on the left, I get input open, and on the right, it tells me that my session has opened and that it's in room LAN, which there's only one room when you're doing it locally, so that's why it says that. And it says that my CM Link demo LAN file was opened, and so what I can do now is go to Bridge Mobile. And if I hit connect, that's going to be the only file there. And you'll see that now instead of room numbers, it just says local at the top. And if I put in 1234 and connect, it takes me to the session. And now I can start my real-time file and begin to input data into that session. I'll just double check that my user settings are still set up to Bridge Mobile comport 20 or CaseView comport 20, depending on what CAT system you're using. And then I'm going to start real-time. And again, I'll do a virtual translation of that file. And all that data gets pumped into Bridge Mobile. And if your clients don't have an application installed on their device, they can also use it through the browser. And if they're going to use it through the browser, that's where we come back to Connection Magic Local and this IP address. And so any browser will be able to view Bridge Mobile. And so in order to access the Bridge Mobile feed when you don't have internet access through a web browser, when you open your web browser, it will give you an error telling you it can't display anything, and that's normal since you don't have internet access for this exercise. And so what we're going to do is we're going to put in this IP address that Connection Magic Local gives us. So I'll type in 10.10.10.1, and at the end I'm going to do /bridge to get it to pull up the Bridge Mobile interface. And so again, I get the exact same design and layout and functionality on the browser as I get in the desktop application that I showed you before. The icons are all the same. And in the browser, if it does detect a session, it'll automatically open up the connection window for you to just plug in the password and connect. And so everything that I've already written has come into this document, and any new stuff that I put in will also come into the browser version, and Bridge Mobile will follow along. And if we go back to the desktop version, it's also following along and getting all of that new data. And so this will work on any device that's connected to your same network in the room with you when you're doing it over the LAN. That is very important. Your clients all need to be connected to the same network. So in this instance, my clients would all be connected to the File Hub Plus, and then they would be able to see my feed either through one of the applications or through the browser using the IP address provided by Connection Magic Local. And so that's how you output to Bridge Mobile if you're not using Eclipse, or if you're using an older version of Eclipse that doesn't have the built-in Connection Magic support. There's nothing much to it, and it is the same whether you're doing it over the internet or over the router, and the only difference is what network you're going to be connected to. And so that's everything for this video. Thank you very much for joining us today and watching. And just as a reminder, if you do subscribe to Bridge Mobile, you and your clients get 24-hour support available by phone or email. Please never hesitate to reach out to us if you need help with anything. Um, and we can be reached at 800-800-1759 or 772-288-3266 for international callers. And as always, if you don't need an immediate response, support is available via email at support@eclipsecat.com. Thank you again for joining us and have a great day.